Hey guys, what's going on? This is your man UnchartedVirgin here, coming at you with a Call of Duty Ghosts commentary. And today what I want to talk about was Call of Duty news channels. And what I mean by that is I mean like people who have Call of Duty channels who basically do commentaries just like I do, but they do it differently. They do things like news reports, so they talk about any new game modes that are coming out and any new guns and camos and DLC and all those little like teaser things that we all love learning about the game and all those little things. And just the race, just the whole tension and the stress that those people have to go through. And is it really worth it, Because you get people, specifically the people I'm talking about are like people such as famous people such as Drifter or Allier or Chaos X Silencer or T Martin or any of those kinds of Call of Duty people. Now, Allier doesn't really do as much news stuff. He tends to do the live gameplays, and so that's fine for him. But Drifter does a lot of in-depth and things, so his channel's okay. But when you get down to things like KSX Silencer and T Martin, those kinds of people are always at a race. It's just the constant race of who's gonna get the information out first, and that's what's so difficult for them, is that constantly there's all these things being added to the game. For example, there's all of a sudden there's this camo. There's a secret camo that's been leaked, or there's a new game mode I heard that was going to be leaked. That was found on Reddit. It's up to those people to find that information first, whether it be on Twitter or Reddit or anything like that, or something of that sort. They have to find that information first. They have to be the first people to find it, and then immediately they have to go and make a video on it and get it out there to people so people can find out about it first. And that's why it's very difficult for those kinds of people, because there's hundreds of channels just like theirs, and if they can't get the information, if some other guy's getting the information before them, who's gonna get watched first? Who's gonna get watched more? The guy that comes later, the guy who comes after. It's gonna be the guy who comes first. Always, it's always gonna be the guy who comes first, and that's what's so difficult for their channels, is the fact that they have to be first almost every time. Otherwise, their audience might become smaller than it would if they were first, if they were able to get information before anyone else, which makes it kind of difficult for them. And I feel for them, but luckily they are able to become very successful channels, and people really don't seem to make a huge fuss about it. If they're not the first people to get information on it, they don't seem to make a huge deal out of it. I'm sure inside, they're feeling a little bit like, oh, I could have done this better, And that's how a lot of people feel, I'm sure. And, it's all about getting info and just things like that. It's very difficult for them. And that's why I would never be able to do that, because my channel's already way astronomically smaller in size to them. And so who am I getting information out to is not a large amount of people that I'm getting information out to. So that there's that. And second of all, you have the thing where, I don't have all day like those people do. I'm very on somewhat of I'm on somewhat of a tight schedule. It's very flexible. It's very loose. I have lots of time. I could be making tons and tons more videos, but it all comes down to really what kind of video I'm making, and what specifically it is that what kind of timeline I'm at, and how long it would take me to think of making that video and all that stuff. Which is why I make commentaries. I just get I get all the gameplay in like a weekend, and then like over the next couple days, I just record my commentary just like this. I'm doing this on a Wednesday. The other two videos you probably watched that you might have watched before that, which you should probably check out because they're pretty good videos. I talk about some pretty important stuff with my channel on the last video, especially. I recorded those yesterday. I recorded both those commentaries yesterday. The one before that I recorded the day before, and it's a very loose schedule for me. Whereas those guys, they're doing like they have like essentially the entire day to make a video. They have an entire day, so they can do like one video. That's how they're able to do like a video a day, kind of thing, because they're like 20 some odd years old and they're all living on their own. This is YouTube's kind of their job. So they do it every day, making videos, production. So that's why they have all this time to make really really high quality videos. Whereas on my hand, I have somewhat an amount of time, but obviously I have a schedule. I'm sure they have a schedule as well. But it's a lot easier for them because they have much more time on their hands to be putting a lot more effort into their videos. Now I put a lot of effort in my videos. I try to put a lot of effort in my videos, but there's some little things that like they have that I don't do, such as, for example, custom thumbnails. I don't do custom thumbnails. Um, I'm sure it drags people away from my videos. People don't want to look at videos when there's no custom thumbnails and there's no uh, real effort put into that. But nonetheless, the title itself should be able to pull you in. And if you don't want to watch the video because no custom thumbnails, that's fine with me. I really don't care a whole lot about that. It's not a huge deal. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. What I want, getting back to what I said about those guys, they have they have all day, so they have all day to look up all this information and all these, bugs and all these glitches and all this cool stuff that everyone wants to see, all these new tips and tricks and all that stuff to make other people's gaming experiences better. And also the news, they have all these, I'm sure they have all these leads and places they can go where they can find out all the secret information about Call of Duty that everyone wants to know about, obviously, and which makes it a lot easier for them. Now, being that there are literally hundreds of other channels doing the exact same thing, I'm sure, makes it very hard for them to become really really big. But on the other hand, they do seem to, some stand out more than others. Like Drifter is able to stand out because he does Call of Duty in depth. He did in depth on Modern Warfare 3, did in depth on Black Ops 2, he did in depth on Ghost now, which he's currently doing, which is able to make his channel, reach a larger audience and not be like just a news little thingy like everyone else is, like Chaos X Silencer and T Martin. T Martin is obviously a popular YouTuber. A lot of people know him, but he's not as big as he could be because that's all he does essentially is just news, just little like, we're getting this camo and we're getting this game mode and all this secret stuff. No, we're getting this add-on, we're getting this new kill streak, we're getting all this stuff. And that's what he focuses most of his time on. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but if you look at his channel compared to Drifter's or compared to Allier's, Allier does live gameplays, and he's got like I think 1 million, maybe 2 million subscribers now. I think he just hit. Drifter has about 1 million. So when you look at it, it's kind of news for like video games are good in the sense that you want to be big, like bigger. But when you get behind it with all the stress and all the time you have to put into it, it doesn't necessarily seem worth it. You usually want to have more variety in your channel. And so yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Sorry the commentary went on way too long and past my gameplay now. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Check out my other two videos because they have some vital information on what will be happening the next couple weeks video wise for me. And I will see you guys next time. Have a terrific weekend. See you guys. Peace.